Hi, welcome to Wilkie's Words of Wisdom.
Hi.
Yes, and we're so excited to start this new series, The Wisdom Chat. Into it, so we encourage you to fasten your seatbelt because it is going to be a ride. Are you in for it? Stay tuned. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please let us know what you would like to hear from us in the next episode of this series when we examine things that are happening right across the world. In particular, as we look at our immediate environment in Jamaica, we find that there are so many things that are happening. We find that the innocent are being preyed upon by people, selfish people doing selfish acts. And we are saddened by that, and it leads us to think about this question that we are attempting to answer in this video. Why do bad things happen to good people? And why do good things happen to people? Very recently on the news here in Jamaica, we heard of an elderly woman about the age of 70 years old, 70 years old, who was allegedly raped and set on fire by an aggressor. Now, we also saw of an 8-year-old girl who was gruesomely murdered. Another news headline was of a teacher who was killed by some other aggressor. And when we see these kind of things, whether we're Christians or non-Christians or whomever we are, it saddens our hearts. And it just goes to show that nobody is exempted. The elderly, the child, and the teacher of the society was gruesomely attacked and murdered by some unknown assailant. Unknown by us assailant. Alright? And when we think about these things, we can't help. Christian, non-Christian, all of us alike cannot help but ask this very important question. Why do bad things happen to good people? Now, in answering that question, the first thing that we're going to try to attempt to do is to define good. What is good? And some people might be looking at us now and saying, where are they heading right now? But trust me, if you bear with us, then hopefully you will see where we're going with this. Now, a simple definition, dictionary definition of what good is having the required standard, or quality, or having a high standard or quality. Right? That's just a simple dictionary definition of what good is. Now, we view the elderly in our society as being good. As a matter of fact, we view an elderly woman as grandma.
Yes.
She's just a grandma of the society. She is older, she is mostly kind for most of them, and they don't trouble anyone.
Yes.
They're just going about their business, being kind, being nice, and generally very friendly. We see the 8-year-old as a child, an innocent, blameless person, somebody who we love. And whenever you're on the road, you always try to look out for a child. On the bus, you try to ensure that they're safe. You just try to ensure that they are guided. We see the teachers of society as also being good because they are the ones who educate our nation's children. They are the people who will help to fill in the gap where parents, aunties, uncles, we sometimes can't meet to that. Teachers are the ones who help to educate our children of our society, and to see things like these happen to them, it saddens our hearts. And we see them as being good. The elderly, the child, teachers, they're all seen in our eyes to be good. Now, in Mark 10 verse 18 and Luke 18 verse 19, we realize that the Bible has a different view on what goodness is. Now, a man was seen coming up to Jesus. Now these passages are talking about primarily this part. It's talking about a man who wanted to go to heaven. And so he was saying to Jesus, he came up to Jesus and said, "Good master, how can I go to heaven?"
Yeah.
Right? That was the conversation. And Jesus turned to him. And Jesus was like, "Hold on. I hear you on the point about going to heaven. But only God is good."
Yes.
No.
Shocking.
For Jesus to say to this man, "Only God is good," then it causes me now to think like, whoa. All of us, we are here saying that the elderly is good. She's our grandma. She didn't do anybody anything. The 8-year-old is good. She's a child, a little baby, innocent among us. The teacher is being seen as being good because he's the one who educates our nation's children. And to hear Jesus saying that only God is good causes me to think. Now what that says to me is that if God only is good, then that rules out every single person automatically from this statement of being a good person. Now I know that's a very hard pill to swallow because the elderly, grandma, or baby, teacher is good because they've done nothing wrong. They've done nothing to deserve anything. But based on God's standard, Jesus' standard, none of us are good. Christians aren't good. Non-Christians aren't good. The indifferent, the in-between, whomever they are, none of us are good. So, with that being said and that foundation being made, the right question then we should be asking is, why do bad things happen to innocent people?
Yes.
Innocent people. No. In answering that new question, why do bad things happen to innocent people? Here are a few points to take into consideration as we contemplate this whole matter.
First point is that God gives us free will. Yes, He does. And Deuteronomy 30 verse 19 encourages us to choose life. Choose life. No, God gave us the opportunity to choose the path that we want to take in life. And with that choice comes great responsibility. So it's not about living as all you please. That's not true. With that comes great responsibility.
Right, and the mere fact that Deuteronomy 30 verse 19 spoke about choosing, making choices, it simply means that we have free will.
Yes.
We have the opportunity to choose our path, choose what we want to do in life.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. Each person has to choose the way he or she would like, the path that they want to take. No, what you want to do and how you utilize that it is up to you. No, the challenge is we have free will, another person has free will. We all have free will, right? So you might choose a path for your life, and the fact that we are codependent, we depend on each other. Someone else might make a choice that will impact us, can and will impact us negatively. And with that, it might seem unfair, but at the end of the day, we can't control another man's actions, so therefore it is for us to choose life, choose the path that we want to take and the right path to take. Yeah, choose the right choices in life. Right. And the fact that persons are able to choose their path, it was in the case of the young 8-year-old or the elderly woman or the teacher. It was the act of a selfish person who chose, or persons who chose the wrong path to take, and it resulted in these persons dying, unfortunately. So maybe it is for that very reason, the fact that we all have free will, why persons, we look at it at the flip side. Why do good things happen to bad people? No, the person has free will. It's the free will of them themselves, or the free will of somebody else. For example, a grandma
or someone praying for her nephew or child or her daughter, praying for that person relentlessly, day in, day out, praying without ceasing. That sometimes we believe that prayer is what sustains us sometimes. Suppose somebody praying for somebody, it might just be the fact that they're praying for quote unquote a bad person while we see good things happening to them.
Right.
Or it could very well mean that the choice that that person made, not because we view somebody as quote unquote bad, it means that they don't make wise choices sometimes.
Right.
So it could be a result of the person making a wise choice while they're reaping the rewards.
Seemingly prospering.
Psalm 37 says, "Fret not thyself because of evildoers, because they will be cut down like a grass." So that is something that we should hold on to, knowing that it is only for a time.
Right. Now that brings us to our second point. And the second point is we don't live in a perfect world. This is another thing to consider when we are talking about the whole matter of why do bad things happen to good people.
Good or innocent people.
Or innocent people. Right. Is that we don't live in a perfect world. Well, no, by perfect, I mean God made this world, and when He made this world, He saw it and it was good.
Yes.
When He said that it was good, it was up to His standard, based on our definition before. But no, we giving us free will and the opportunity to choose our own path. No, everybody is not of the same mindset as we are, and sometimes people allow the enemy to fool them and to trick them into believing something else, and hence we have challenges and problems in this world. No, as a matter of fact, God tells us of quite this reality. God told us of this reality that, listen, the world has to offer things that sometimes aren't necessarily how He would want it, just because we have the enemy out there and the enemy is trying to get at us, right? No, something to remember also is that the law of the land is what guides how earthly punishment should be issued. Now in Ecclesiastes 8 verses 11 and 12, it tells us that sometimes justice is delayed.
Yes.
Now when we think of the story of the elderly, we want, I want for that aggressor, the person who raped, the person who murdered or set on fire that grandma.
Yes.
I want for that person to be brought to justice immediately. I want for that person who touched that little innocent little baby to be brought to justice right now, this very second.
Yes,
and I want for the teacher, the person who murdered that teacher or teachers, because there are more than one in news in recent time, as a matter of fact, to be brought to justice.
Yes, and truth be told, I personally find myself watching the news and being upset, reading the headlines and being upset and said, God, what is happening? I said, listen, they need to, I start blaming the police, I blame everybody. And that's just the human side of me. But,
yes, and that is what we want. But Ecclesiastes 8 verses 11 and 12 tells us that justice is delayed. The laws of the land guide how justice or punishment should be issued. And we realize, even in our Jamaican society with the justice system, it's sometimes very much delayed.
Yeah.
I mean, some cases that are brought before the courts take years on top of years for any amount of punishment to be issued, and that angers us.
Yes.
But remember, justice is delayed. That's a known fact, right? That's a known fact, right? And it causes me to think again, right, on why do bad things happen to good people. As I contemplate that matter, a thought came to mind. We sometimes are looking for the rewards or the results of heaven here on earth.
Yes.
No, the reason I say that, sometimes, it might seem a little weird to some people to think about it that way. My mind just caused me to think about that. We're looking for the reward of heaven here on earth. Now, heaven is a place where God promised us that it would be a place flowing with milk and honey. We'll walk the streets of gold. There will be no more crying, no more mourning, no more pain, no more hurt. And sometimes we are thinking about earth, and we're thinking that we want no more pain and hurt here on earth. Hurt here on earth. And the truth be told is that that won't happen. Unfortunately, that won't happen. Right?
Yes.
But God tells us that in Ecclesiastes 8 verse 12, King Solomon, might I add, the wisest man ever,
Yes.
is telling us that we are to fear God and to live for Him. We cannot be good or righteous
Yes.
or have a high standard, God's high standard on our own.
Yes.
We need Jesus.
Yes, we
That's
do.
it. We need Jesus. Even though the mere fact that goodness is on the table and we are all ruled out by that one standard, that measure, that unit of measurement. If the unit of measurement is goodness, that means that we're all ruled out. But how can we be made to that higher standard again? We need Jesus. We need to be clothed in His righteousness to be qualified to that.
Our third point, which basically is about the point is we are encouraged to live godly lives. So, as I mentioned before, it can't be about just living, doing whatever you want.
It's
and
not
then-
about living good life.
Yeah,
But a godly life. That's the standard.
Yes, that is the standard, a godly life. We can't just go around and say we're living and doing whatever we please. Remember, our actions affect other people as well. So, Ecclesiastes 8, as Tamara was talking about in verses 13 and 14, it tells us that the wicked has his reward. And likewise, the good has his or her reward as well, waiting for them. So, God will indeed repay us according to our deeds. We, however, have to note that we ought to live godly, again, live godly lives in order that our reward might be good. It might, my opinion or my hope, that is, that these persons who were wronged, these innocent persons who were wronged, that their aggressors will be put to justice. It is my hope that these persons who were innocent and were wronged, that they knew Jesus before they died. And so I want to just pause and take this opportunity to say to someone, live for Jesus. Get to know Jesus here in this life, on earth. Get to know Him, because we don't want it to be a stranger's face we see on Judgment Day.
Talking about three main points, and one is that we all have free will. Things to consider when we're talking about why do bad things happen to good people. We all have free will. We're living in a world that is imperfect, basically. And three is that we are to live godly lives. Now, in concluding, why do bad things happen to innocent people? The real truth is that we don't know. We don't know. We're not going to sit here and to tell you that we know every time when, that happened to her because she did this or that. I don't know. But what we do know is that we are to use the free will that God has given us to live godly lives. Use the free will. We have the choice. We have been given the choice. Use the free will to live godly lives. And also, in concluding, we are not going to see justice at all times here on earth. We spoke about it in Ecclesiastes 8. It says that justice is delayed. Justice is delayed.
Or can be delayed.
Right. Justice can be delayed. But what we do know is that we serve a God of righteousness, and a God who in His righteousness will repay every man according to his deeds.
Yes, that is just.
Rest assured that that rapist, that murderer, that liar, that whatever act of crime or instance that they did, they will be brought to justice. No, justice not necessarily here on earth,
Yes.
but justice, but God's justice. Justice delayed, just an encouragement. justice delayed is not always justice denied.
Yes.
Justice delayed is not always justice denied, because when we think about it, justice delayed is not always justice denied, especially when God is the judge.
Yes, so just
He
because.
sees all, He knows all, and He will repay each person.
Yes. So, with that said, we are so grateful to kick off this session, our first video in this series about
The wisdom chat.
Yes, the wisdom chat about why do bad things happen to innocent people. So we're so excited. Let us know in the comment section below what you thought about what we've said. We've said so many things. We've rambled. We've talked about a lot of things. But what do you think about this whole topic? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, please let us know what you would like to hear us talk about.
What's the next question? Yeah. Don't just watch the videos.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think. We want to hear.
Yes.
Tell us what topic you'd like for us to discuss again.
Yes.
On the next episode.
Yeah, and you can do so by sending us an email, Facebook, Instagram, or commenting under this video. Please subscribe to be a part of the family. We are so excited, and we are going to be delving in some stuff. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you're informed when we address topics like these, as well as please like, encourage us, and share so that it will bless somebody else. Stay tuned for the next session. We
In
look
the
forward
wisdom
to
chat.
Yeah, in the wisdom chat. We look
See you
forward
next
to talking
time.
to you.
Bye.